but I get nervous and we're going to leave those over there. I also have practiced multiple times, but usually when I go live or do things, it never winds up exactly like I practiced, so good luck to you all. I'm going to start with how I joined Scentsy. I was an oilfield wife, and it took 2 months for my consultant to get a buddy to me. It was for a shower, so I had to rebuy a gift, and my husband, I think he got tired of me complaining about it, and said, we've spent $100 in worse ways, just join and do better. And so that was my basis for my Scentsy business. I was an oilfield wife. Money was not my leading motivator for Scentsy. And I know I'm the oddball, usually with my recruiting and building my team. I've kind of been the outside looking in on, setting goals and things. I'm the hard one to get to set goals because mine aren't finite. And I know you guys probably have teammates like that too, right? Yes. When I started, I loved doing hosting. I loved hosting, opening my house to friends. Parties were my passion when I started. My husband was gone 80% of the time, so I had a lot of time on my hands. We didn't have kids at the time, so that was truly what I spent my time doing. I had the oilfield wives, we loved to host. You were either coming to my house, we were going to somebody else's house, but we were always hosting or having people at our house. And that community is what I started and built we'll call it my Scentsy business on. Then it was a hobby. It was not, I didn't want to recruit. I spent my first 3 years with Scentsy and I didn't recruit once. So I know now, and I know that I would have told myself start from the beginning because it's better then. You don't have the pressures of living up to expectations or what your team has to be, or you don't get overwhelmed by all of these big names and big teams. It's all simple, right? Simplicity. Plus, we didn't have all the apps back then. I joined Scentsy in 2012. That was 11 years ago. We didn't have the project broadcast. We didn't have all the email apps that we have now. It was simple. I'm also not a creative type, so the flyers and Canva and stuff like that was not me. It even still isn't me. I don't like Canva. We have people on our team for that, right? Great. If you're a creator, power to you. I was not born with that gift, so power to you. I've probably stolen some of your images and recreated but it takes all kinds. But I am also the person that doesn't plan, but I will go live and talk about anything. I went live the other day talking about poop in stinky bathrooms. So that works for me. I show up. It worked for me when I started. I didn't go live when I started. I was really intimidated. But going back to my Scentsy journey, I started in Weatherford, Oklahoma. That's where I built my team. We started out there. My customers knew. Come to my house. I was right down the street from elementary school. Business came easy. Did you guys get that high when you joined? And it was like everybody is new. Everybody is so excited. Did you guys feel that? Is it still there in your business? Do you still cherish that feeling? Has it gotten overwhelmed with all the clutter and all the stuff and all the apps and all the recruiting? Right? I'm not alone, right? Okay. What if you were to take yourself back to that moment when you opened your kit, not letting it, stay in the trunk for 3 months, but if you opened it right away, that joy, that time that you hosted your first party, going to those moments where you were first sharing it. Now, when we get to go outside and smell all these new smells, that joy that you get just by experiencing the product. What if you could live in that moment? How many of you would view parties differently? How many of you would view sharing Scentsy and bringing in customers differently? What is stopping you? What's stopping you from hanging on to those moments and just truly sharing the smells? It's a lot of apps, it's a lot of clutter, it's a lot of perception of what your business needs to be, what they say works. I will tell you, I am probably that person who has tried the 100 ways to work a business, I'm still figuring out, but I'm like the 99 ways to not do it. I've done the overachieving stuff. I'm an organizer at heart. I would much rather organize your office than create a flyer for you. So, I have had all the different systems. I've watched the YouTube videos, and I found that at the basis of your business, you have to find that joy. And I mean, one of the SSDs hit on it earlier. You have to find that joy and hold on to it. At our house, I'm changing gears a little bit. How many of you get done with your day, pick your kids up from school, and then somebody asks you what's for dinner? That feeling, that's overwhelmment. And we do that in our businesses when we think we have to live up to some other standard or do a system that's not necessarily us. That's the same feeling, right? The what's for dinner feeling. So what if you had a plan? How many of you are meal planners in the room? We are, right? And it works better because other people, kids, husbands, whoever, they can get the prep work done. They can thaw out the things, they can do the things. You could come home, you can have a customer show up with some sort of need for a last minute gift, and you can totally check out and your family has it handled. What if your business ran like that? Weird concept, right? So, I'm challenging you today. I'm not going to give you my system because, again, I don't feel like showing you a system will work. I have a very, very simple system for things. Specifically follow-up. Let's change to go to follow-up. The what's for dinner. All the options. Follow-up has, honestly, you can probably find 100 follow-up systems on YouTube with Scentsy. There's a ton out there. I have learned if you take orders, this is my little tidbit, if you take orders on paper, if you're a paper person, a digital follow-up system most likely is not going to work for you because the paper doesn't go digital. I tried. Amy, how many were Amy lovers? Back in the day. Some of you are really new. Sneak peek. Something new is coming. I put it in my video and Marlo approved it. So we have an app coming that will help you. So Amy lovers, stay tuned. Something fun is coming. But if you're like me and you're a paper person, a digital one usually doesn't, it didn't work for me. I had to find a paper method to keep my papers organized to keep those orders together. So if you're a paper person, find a paper method. Go to the basics. What is it that you want out of your follow-up? After you get that order, after you collect that customer, after you host the parties and do the things, what do you want to accomplish after that? Do you want to say thank you? Do you want reoccurring orders? That's what you have to come to terms with. That's the simplicity of this. You have to know what you want. If you are a go-getter and you want that 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, those systems, they're out there. But you have to decide how you want to treat your customers first. Like that's the simplicity of it. What goals do you want to achieve with this? And then you make a system, little bits from this, little bits from that, and you make the system work for you, not the other way around. You can watch YouTube channels on how some of these people in the room, we have great follow-up people in the room. You can watch their stuff, you can copy their stuff, you can try to do their ways, but if their way doesn't match what your goals are, it will never work. You will get overwhelmed. What's for dinner, right? You'll get overwhelmed, you will stop, and you will dread it. How many of you, when you hear follow-up, you get that same what's for dinner feeling? Oh no, this is follow-up. Yeah, I used to too. So, one, I'm going to give you a pickup line. This is for after you place the order, after you said the original thank you, and you have that, oh no, or you keep it PG, oh no, now I have to call them. What do I say? How many of you like the cold call? Like after they've gotten their box, what do I say, what do I do, how do I treat them? I'm supposed to be following up, my leaders are telling me to follow up, but what does that really mean? So I'll give you a pickup line, so to speak, for lack of better terms, because it's kind of the same. Like when you pick up, like when you're talking to a person for the first time, what do you say? So mine goes something like this. And I found, as consultants, we know that every warmer, there's a bulb inside. We know that. Sometimes our customers don't. We know that those bulbs work 99.9% of the times, right? There's that one random one that you might get once in a career. But I always call mine, specifically with warmers, because those people, I learned early in my Scentsy business, those are not warmers, they're wax eaters. That is money in your pocket. You have to get those suckers turned on, first of all, and get the wax put in it. Because that's how you make money. You sell them more wax because they're going to be addicted to it after they get it started, right? So your wax eaters, you need to make sure when they get those, you ask them, you call them, hey, it's Danelle, your Scentsy consultant. I loved meeting you. I just want to make sure that you got your warmer and your bulb works. Have you plugged in your warmer yet? Does your bulb work? If you haven't, do that tonight and call me back. I want to make sure that your bulb works in your warmer and that it turns on and that you're able to use it and get that wax going. This makes sure they open the box, they plug it in, and usually during that phone call, you can tie in, you got these 3 bars, which one are you warming first? Is that pressure for you as a consultant? Was it hard to make that phone call? Did you have the, oh no, what am I going to say? It's so much easier when you have a plan. And using it in that way, you got them to open the box, you got them to turn the warmer on, you got them to start using the wax, but there's no pressure on you of selling them anything. It is to follow up. It's truly, just I know the room. Does Target call you to make sure you got exactly what you needed from the dollar spot? No. Does it make sure that the cool thing, the batteries work? No. But we can. And we can be better. Right? Mm-hmm. We can choose to be better. We can choose to follow up with intent. It doesn't have to be salesy. I do have a package of crayons over here. When you pick and choose LTOs to share with your customers, you have to choose not to overwhelm them. You don't want to put them in the what's for dinner category. If you are throwing every LTO, every warmer of the month, every new theme that Scentsy comes out with, we know that some of these stuff aren't coming till March. It's still not Valentine's Day yet. Choose what you're sharing and use what you have to filter through what you share. Every single Scentsy customer does not need to know every single LTO. And it's okay to pick and choose what you want to share. You don't have to share everything. I've been doing Scentsy for over 11 years, and I don't even share every single LTO. I have a life, I get busy. Sometimes I'll choose to text and send that text out on one thing rather than the 4 that are launching on Monday. And that's okay. You have to choose what your goals are. You have to choose what you're wanting to accomplish and make that system around what you want. Don't try to find one. You're going to see tons of tips and tricks up here. You're going to hear lots of good ideas. Don't feel like you have to do everything. Choosing one thing, if you choose to implement one thing in follow-up or one thing with how you're sharing your products, master that one thing first before you add on 10 more. Because you will do that one thing, you will master that one thing, and it will become consistent with your business. You don't have to worry about being excellent in 15 things tomorrow. Okay, a good friend of mine once told me, and this has stuck with me with my Scentsy journey, you should never be the smartest person in the room. And if you think about your business like that, that's why we have a team. I hate and am not good at graphics, but I have a team that is, and I have Scentsy friends that are. You don't have to be great at everything. You can pick and choose where your efforts go. Take your mindset back to when you joined. The joy of opening your kit. The joy of smelling the new stuff out in the hall. When you get that high, especially in this room, because we are all excited. The joy of seeing all the people around you smell the stuff. When you have common ground. I might not know the person next to me, but we both love the same bar. That is a connection. That is what you need to hold on to, and that's what you need to cherish moving forward with your customers and with your team. The last little bit, we're going to switch to team mentality, because I feel like this is really important. I don't have a timer up here either, so I'm not quite sure where I'm at on that.
Two more.
Two, thank you. Oh, that's over there. Okay, thank you. Spotlight shining on me. I don't really know what's happening. This is why I didn't bring props up here either. So, connections. I started my business with the party, hosting, doing parties, sharing the love of Scentsy. I was the worst one to coach for my upline because I had no idea what goals were and how to set one. Like, that was not really in my wheelhouse. I was just partying and having fun. You need to make sure you have, this is why I started to follow up first, you need to make sure you have some sort of method with your customers, because 5 years into my Scentsy journey, I moved from Oklahoma to Wisconsin. Not even within the same state. They are no longer able to drive to my house. I lost team. And I lost countless customers. And I moved up there, and I expected to do the exact same thing in a new area. I opened my house, we started doing parties. Do you know what happened? Nobody showed. I was in a brand new area, I hadn't made those connections, and I was expecting to work my business the same way I had before when it was successful in a new area without the connections. So I'll say this, for meeting new people and gaining new customers, one, cherish those connections when they're made. This is why follow-up is important. It doesn't matter how much time has gone by. It doesn't matter if it's 6 months, cherish the connections and reach back out. Okay, they're not gonna care that it's been 6 months. If you have a daunting pile of order forms that you haven't followed up with, get over it. Do it, reach back out. Those connections are amazing, like, cherish those. Secondly, you have to get out and get in front of people. We are in a fragrance business. I know that social media is fantastic, but you need to get the smells under their noses. You cannot get to know somebody behind a computer screen. That is what will keep them coming to you, but it's not necessarily what's going to choose to for them to give you their credit card numbers. We've all had the scammer phone calls. They don't know you. You have to get out and connect with people. So, my challenge for you, go connect with people and cherish those connections and get a follow-up system that you will use, not that somebody else tells you need to be doing. So, there's my tidbits for you. I hope you guys gained something. Thank you very much.